Yeah, sure. So we've had a number of changes. I'd probably break it into two main areas. The first is the development of the product. So we've been continuing to add in the reporting and the partnership integrations and the product features that are really meeting the needs of our advertisers around our core strategy of providing people-based marketing. So the product's been a busy time developing that product, and bringing those out to market. Probably the other second main thing that has changed has just been the uptake of the product. So we've got a sales team now that are working with the world's largest advertisers, also the largest advertisers in key European markets, and we've really seen a huge appetite for what it is we're doing around providing true measurement, and primarily around mobile. So advertisers are crying out for a robust measurement solution that allows them to attribute value to mobile. Atlas has got the ability to provide that. So we've seen that as being a real catalyst in the last 12 months in terms of what we're doing differently. Sure, it's a great question. What we like to do is spend time with our advertisers, our agencies, and really find out what their business challenge is. And then we try and meet them where they are. I'd say that broadly speaking, the areas that we provide value for our partners falls into one of three main areas. The first one is around digital efficiency. So the legacy systems that many advertisers are using at the moment don't provide you with a true read on the value of digital. It's almost impossible using cookies to be able to get a true sense of targeting or audiences. So we find that a lot of advertisers use us to find true reach and frequency across devices to see what proportion of their campaigns are on target, off target. Nielsen recently released a report that showed that they estimate around 40% of digital advertising is serving to not to the target audiences that advertisers are looking for, and that's the 40% that we're really helping advertisers get to. The second area is around cross-device. Consumers are spending more and more time on multiple devices, not even just one mobile, and that creates real challenges for advertisers because the more you invest in mobile, the less insight you have into how your marketing is working because the legacy systems just don't work on mobile devices. So we spend a lot of time really working with advertisers to help solve that. We've got some great examples recently. We work with Net-a-Porter in the UK. We were able to show a 29% increase in sales attribution. The reason we were able to show that was because they'd previously been unable to measure what was happening on mobile. So straight away, the digital campaigns were being attributed as working harder. And we're also able to show cross-device paths as well, which is critical for knowing when to influence consumers. The third element is one around what we call offline actions, and this is Atlas provides the ability to bring your first-party sales and CRM data into the platform, and then we can show you what impact your digital activity had on those in-store sales. So we're doing a lot of work around that. We did a case study recently, Tommy Hilfiger. We're just about to release one in this market as well with TUI, where we're able to show what impact their digital activity had on the people who then went into the store. And so we try and meet the advertisers there. Those are the three areas where we're looking to focus on it. The TUI one, for example, we were able to show that there were 22% of the conversions that happened in one of their branches had been exposed to a digital ad. So we're really answering some of the fundamental questions that marketers have around what impact does my digital activity have on sales, both on and offline. It's a really simple mechanism where if you have the data, you've got a first-party data, a loyalty scheme. If you're able to share that, we've created a system that you can bring that into Atlas, and then in the background we're able to match that against the insights that we've got on the Facebook audience. Once we've identified that match rate, then every interaction that you measure through Atlas, we're able to show what impact that had on the offline sales. So I mentioned that we are just about to release a case study with TUI. We were able to show that there was it was nearly about 2,000 conversions were influenced by a digital campaign. Now, For digital marketers, this is the holy grail, right? Because they've often got a sales channel who they have to convince or justify the budgets that they're investing. And the fact that we're able to offer closed loop attribution means that digital is really going to get recognized as driving the true value that it is. So this is a big area where we're focusing. I mean, I believe that you should go where the consumer is, and I think if you're kind of using that as your starting point, so you've got a target audience, and then you've got to find out where that target audience is spending time. I'm a big believer, as long as you are measuring the impact of your media activity in a clear way, then you're going to attribute value to where the most interaction with consumers is happening. So like a media mix is essential to that. You know, people still watch TV, people still read press, although increasingly they're reading it on multiple screens, and people spend a lot of time online. What we're trying to do is change. Digital marketing has evolved very much focusing on last click attribution, and you know, it was easy, it worked. You know, search was a huge catalyst for that. And what we're trying to do is provide marketers with a way to measure digital activity that's not just reliant on that last action, where they're able to look at time spent, able to look at cross-device journeys, you know, able to tie in offline sales data. And we think by having that more comprehensive view of your digital activity, then digital overall will start to be valued more effectively. So that's really where we're focusing. In the future, we're going to be looking at that from a multiple channel perspective. It's still fairly nascent in that space, but ultimately we see our role as being able to provide advertisers with a measurement layer that sits on top of their activity that accurately measures value. And if you're looking at people, you've got a better source to look at how that value can be measured. Yeah, so I think I think if you're advertising online, this is front and center of where your concerns are at the moment, and I think there's a number of different solutions in the marketplace that are seeking to address that. I think if we take a step back, I actually see the challenges that the industry is facing, particularly around ad blocking, as in part being the industry's responsibility. I think because we are unable to serve people ads that are relevant to them because of the flaws in the legacy systems, we're serving people too many ads, we're serving them irrelevant ads, and then that's naturally making them want to switch those ads off. I believe that we're able to provide measurement that enables an advertiser to put the right message in front of the right person, then people will respond accordingly. And we see that as being part of the solution to ad blocking. In terms of fraud, absolutely. I think as an industry, we really need to take a stand. We really need to think about how we engender trust in the people who are investing in our products. Facebook is obviously like a leader in that debate. Atlas is part of that as well. We find that the cookie-based system has enabled those sort of behaviors to thrive, and if you're able to measure against a trusted source of a panel of people, then you're going to be able to at least identify the channels or the areas where that could be happening. So we feel bringing this visibility and bringing a new measurement system into the marketplace is going to be part of the solution, not the only solution, but it will certainly be part of it. So I think it's interesting. I wouldn't necessarily say that I see Germany behind other marketplaces. Whenever I look at EMEA as a region, there's definitely markets which are probably leading the charge. I think the UK tends to be quite an advanced advertising market and tends to try new things. But I think Germany's definitely there. I think programmatic's evolving as well. I think that's part of the challenge, that it's not a fixed, it's not a stable thing. I think if you thought about programmatic as also enabling the direct publisher buys and the private marketplaces as well, I think that's probably going to be one of the big growth areas in Germany, where the publishers are huge and they've got phenomenal relationships with the agencies and with the clients. The exchange stuff, I think there's obviously challenges in the German marketplace in terms of some of the data that you can use to make programmatic exchange type advertising effective. that they'll probably continue. But I certainly think that it's going to be a big growth area.
Thank you very much.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you.